Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Taurus June 2018 horoscope forecast. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the sun, moon, and ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing up is, well, as far as June goes, the sun will be in Gemini from the 1st until the 21st. So the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, there can be a strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention for Taurus into monetary matters, finances, possessions, resources, self-esteem, and self-worth, and values as well. And given that Gemini is the sign we're talking about, could be done with a lot of animation, vivaciousness, in a very spirited fashion, but yet maybe somewhat superficial and may lack a little bit persistence because, you know, the Gemini is generally not about an overabundance of persistence. So anyway, next thing up, as far as June goes, the sun will be in Cancer from the 21st until the 30th. So the third house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Taurus, there could be a very strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention into communications, siblings, neighbors, short journeys, early education. And this could be done with a lot of Cancerian, like a tenacity in a clean manner, done with a lot of nurturing energy as well, and sensitivity as well. And there might be really a strong focus and concentration of energy on the sensitivity in communications, and especially perhaps to criticism and ridicule as well. So and also this could be done with a lot of Cancerian-like emotions. So anyway, well, the next thing up is, well, the new moon will be in Gemini on June 13th, so the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Taurus. So at this time for Taurus, this could be perhaps a new communication that is valued, or maybe something that a new writing project that could be a money-making endeavor, or something connected with communications such as data communications, satellite communications, broadcasting, anything with communications that may be a new money-making endeavor for Taurus. And this could be about a new period of diversification, which could lead to greater self-worth, self-esteem, perhaps doing something connected with dexterity leads to more money, more possessions, and more resources. Maybe a new diversified stock portfolio could be a possibility here. But anyway, I'm really joking mainly with that one. So anyway, well, the next thing up is the full moon will be in Capricorn on June 28th. So the ninth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Taurus, well, Taurus might become tired, full, so to speak, exasperated, perhaps at a ruthless, tyrannical, dictatorial, overambitious in-law, grandchild. This could also perhaps be the completion or culmination of a Capricorn-related college course, such as doing something with information technology, dentistry, something connected with government, or politics perhaps, or some kind of business course. Now, also, too, this could be about even a completion of something that may be published that could be Capricorn-related, such as something connected with business or information technology, or something with the government. This could also be a full culmination, a really strong outpouring of very sad emotions, perhaps maybe over a philosophical outlook, or maybe over some connection with an in-law or grandchild, or somebody that maybe you may know at some college university. So anyway, the next thing up is, well, Mercury will be in Gemini as far as June goes, from the 1st until the 12th. So the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Taurus. So at this time for Taurus, well, Taurus may simply have their mind motivated toward generating income, which they often do anyway. So this could be a very good transit going on for Taurus, and doing so in a very diverse ways in terms of generating income, and maybe being more inquisitive about ways to generate income, and talking about values and self-worth in income, in a lot of ways, and doing so with a lot of Gemini-like loquaciousness and eloquence and good diction, articulating these things very well. And also too, that remember that Mercury is also can be connected with siblings. So this could be about very inquisitive, maybe even nosy siblings, and restless ones that maybe want to know about your finances, your monetary situation, possessions. So anyway, next thing up, Mercury will be in Cancer as far as June goes, from the 12th until the 29th. So the third house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Taurus. At this time for Taurus, well, Taurus might really be strongly about extemporizing maybe in their communications, really at this time, and maybe with siblings, with neighbors at this time. It could be a lot more emotional communications with them, and maybe Taurus might be a little bit more sensitive to criticism and ridicule and derogatory statements, maybe from neighbors, siblings, even people that may have been in their early education. And remember again that Mercury is, it's not just about communications. It can be about siblings as well, and cousins even. And this could be about really maybe some Cancerian cousins or siblings, or ones that embody Cancer-like characteristics, might be more involved in your in terms of your thinking, your rational thinking, your maybe your daily communications and your short journeys, more so than usual. So anyway, well, next thing up is, as far as June goes, Mercury will be in Leo from the 29th until the 30th. So the fourth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Taurus, well, this could be about perhaps boasting about the home, about your family life at this time, Taurus. Maybe speaking with a lot of confidence and self-assuredness about fourth house matters, in connection with your foundations, your roots, and really maybe doing, and really this could be as well, remember that it could be about creative thinking, as well, perhaps in the home life and with those that you feel close to home with, taking really mentally, just taking pride in the end of life, and maybe formulating some ideas really about maybe as far as retirement plans. There could be some maybe creative thinking as far as this goes, perhaps, and also too that, again, talking about Mercury being more than just about communication, siblings as well. This could be about very magnanimous and generous siblings that might help you out, maybe getting to your, maybe more in your roots, find out more about your roots, and getting you involved in traditions perhaps as well. So anyway, well, next thing up is, as far as June goes, well, Venus will be in Cancer from the 1st until the 13th. So the third house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Taurus at this time. And for Taurus at this time, this could be about a strong love of home, family, perhaps with neighbors and siblings. Could be about valuing introversion with them as well, about reminiscing about things. This could be doing things that are nostalgic, enjoyment of things that are nostalgic with siblings, with neighbors, people in your daily communications. And also, this could be, the way this could manifest too, is that you might find, if you're unattached Taurus, perhaps a Cancerian love, a Cancer with someone with the Sun, Moon, or Ascendant in Cancer, or someone that embodies Cancerian characteristics, might be found in your neighborhood, somewhere during your short journeys, maybe even somebody that might be from your early education. So anyway, next thing up as well, Venus, as far as June goes, will be in Leo from the 13th until the 30th. So the fourth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Taurus. So at this time for Taurus, this could be about extravagant spending on matters connected with the home and maybe with those you feel close at home with. I have this placement natally. I have Venus in Leo in the fourth house in my chart, and even though I have a Taurus ascendant, it seems like when it comes to matters pertaining to my home, that's where I tend to be more extravagant and spend exorbitant amount of money, and sometimes out of my means in some instances. But anyway, now also too, this could be about perhaps really loving someone that you feel close to home with a lot of Leo-like ferocity. And really, it could be spending money and maybe a lot of it in some cases, some extravagance in matters connected with your end of life, your retirement, you're finding out maybe about your roots, ancestry. And also this could be about enjoyment of entertaining out of the home as well at this time. So anyway, well, the next, and also too, if you're unattached Taurus, you know, you may find somebody that may connect with a Leo sun, moon, or ascendant, or someone that embodies Leo-like characteristics that you may feel close at home with, or might be introduced to you perhaps by a family member. So anyway, next thing up is Mars will be in Aquarius as far as June goes. So the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. It will be retrograde from like the 26th until the 30th. But anyway, this could be a period for Taurus where a lot of energy and vitality can be put into maybe ingenuity, into career matters, and in really also doing, it could be some sporadic and erratic energy, maybe trying to promote oneself and attempting to get notoriety, recognition, and also a lot of selfless and humanitarian energy that might impact the reputation and public image. There could be some unpredictable, unusual arguments with the dominant parent or authority figures at this time. And given that this is retrograde, you might be going back to maybe dealing with some angry, maybe some idiosyncratic behavior by others, and something that might have made you angry, or maybe that energy during the time that it's going to be retrograde at the latter part of June, it could be going back perhaps to maybe something you were doing in terms again of that selfless humanitarian energy that may impact the reputation, or doing something Aquarius-like that could be career related, such as astrology, something with the esoteric, innovation, computers, electronics, information technology, something of that nature. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Jupiter will be in Scorpio. So the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Taurus, and it's going to be retrograde as well. Well, for Taurus, this could be about really, I mean, remember that Jupiter is paradoxical. It could be very benign and benevolent, but it could also be really about expanding and enlarging things. So in this particular instance, this could be really about maybe the expansion of surreptitious and nefarious activity connected perhaps with partnership situations and a relationship situation, and even with open adversaries and people and that you might be opposed in legal matters perhaps. Also, the way this could manifest too, though, is this could be about some luck and fortune through a transformation, perhaps with the help of with somebody else. It could be a significant other, or transformation in relationships, and also going beyond the superficial and subterfuge with others in general. Remember that being retrograde, this could also, the way this could manifest, this could be about a review of a deep and profound philosophy that's connected with open enemies and adversaries and relationships and partnership situations, and about compromise perhaps as well. Next thing up, Saturn will be in Capricorn still, so the 9th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Taurus. So at this time for Taurus, well, and it's going to be retrograde during the month, but anyway, This could be about, for Taurus, dealing with restrictions and limitations, perhaps in higher education. It could be about long distance traveling. It could cause some despondency and make Taurus feel somewhat melancholy. Taurus may be taking care of somebody, an in-law or a grandchild that might be debilitated or sickly. It could be something Capricorn related, such as the knees, the bones, or the joints perhaps. Also too, this could be for Taurus about maybe attaining some kind of structure and discipline, maybe in their religion. It could be something connected with collegiate studies, perhaps maybe a connection with an in-law or a grandchild. And also too, I mean, Taurus might be dealing with some kind of restrictions and limitations with publishing, but also maybe, given that this is retrograde, this could be about a review, perhaps of serious responsibility connected with something ninth house related, such as publishing, the in-laws, grandchildren, higher education, and maybe even traveling abroad. So anyway, well, next thing up is Uranus will be in Taurus. So the first house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So for Taurus at this time, well, Taurus might go through an unusual change in the appearance. It might even be something, with the neck area. I mean, it could even be an unusual tattoo. It could be something simple. But anyway, this could be a time for Taurus too, where Taurus might be expressing a lot more innovative ability, ingenuity, and being more unpredictable at this time, but also maybe a little more in danger of an electric shock, because remember that Uranus does govern electricity, but Taurus, I mean, the sign Taurus being very grounded, perhaps that'll help. But anyway, anyway, as far as this goes too, that Taurus-like friendships, it could be Taurus, Sun, Moon, Ascendant friendships, or people, friends that embody Taurus-like characteristics may impact the outlook for Taurus at this time more so than usual, and really, really maybe play more of a role in making the first impression. In some cases, this could be an unusual change in the voice for Taurus as well at this time. So anyway, and well, the next thing I want to get to is Neptune will be in Pisces still. So the 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Taurus. So at this time for Taurus, well, Taurus might, I mean, Neptune can be about dissipation and dissolving. So Taurus might be feeling still some dissipation, dissolving of friends, acquaintances, maybe people they know in groups and organizations. And also the goals, the aspirations might be a little bit nebulous and unclear for Taurus at this time. And there could be more delusion and deception connected with friends and acquaintances during this period. But at the same time that Taurus might be pursuing something that could be connected with an aspiration and goal that may be Neptune related, such as the metaphysical, which can include astrology, it could be chemistry, spirituality, photography, something with illusion, such as special effects. And Taurus needs to be careful not to be duped by false prophets who might try to tell them what their future is going to be like. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Pluto will be in Capricorn still. So the 9th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Taurus. So at this time for Taurus, well, Taurus might be more, in some cases if Taurus is involved with the government, this could be about some covert government work, going overseas perhaps. Also, too, I know a lot of you don't want me to talk about it, but I do it anyway, of course. And not to, and some of you may seem this as being overly morbid or morose, but this could be about a literal death of an in-law, of a grandchild at this time. It could be also, too, maybe the obliteration or destruction of a certain philosophy, a certain religion at this time. And also, too, terrorism. Pluto is connected with terrorism. Terrorism might impact Taurus traveling abroad. I mean, Taurus, really, I have Capricorn on the cusp of my ninth house, so I know a lot of times I feel apprehensive about traveling abroad. I have never been out of the country. But anyway, this could also be about dealing with power struggles, perhaps with foreigners, in-laws, grandchildren, someone you know, maybe at a college or university. At this time, it might be somebody that maybe you're trying to publish something with. So, and also, this could be about a transformation through some religion or some philosophy, but be careful at this time that it's not about indoctrination, as Pluto can be very powerful energy in the ninth house, is about philosophy. So anyway, well, the next thing up is the North Node will be in Leo still. So the fourth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Taurus. So at this time for Taurus, well, the North Node can be about, issues we may have to confront and address. So at this time for Taurus, this could be about addressing perhaps or having to confront of maybe a domineering, overbearing, bombastic, arrogant family member or someone you feel close to home with. This could be about maybe having to be maybe an issue about maybe being directed toward being a little bit more extravagant toward end of life matters, taking pride and dignity in one's roots and traditions at this time. And also, I mean, this could be about extravagant home expenses as well, and also about getting attention and recognition and being lauded for things that you may do at home at this time, and also about really maybe how generosity might impact your foundations at this time. So anyway, well, the next thing up is the Black Moon Lilith will be in Capricorn still. So the ninth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Taurus. So at this time for Taurus, well, the way this can manifest is maybe Taurus might wind up, something may be unveiled, a person that might be showing, an in-law or a grandchild might be showing some kind of ruthless, tyrannical, overambitious, and undemonstrative qualities at this time. And it could be too, maybe one may be using, this could be really at this time too for Taurus. This could be about the unveiling perhaps of a depressing or pessimistic outlook or philosophy at this time. And also too, remember that the Black Moon Lilith could be about what puts us in a strong state of trepidation or fear. And at this time for Taurus, this could be about Taurus being put in a strong, what might put Taurus in that strong state of trepidation or fear. Excuse me. Could be maybe not being able to publish something consistently. And also this could be, the way this can manifest could be maybe a formidable Capricorn adversary at this time might be unveiled, and it could be someone with a Cap Sun Moon Ascendant or someone that embodies those Capricorn-like characteristics that could be involved in their college life. Perhaps it could be somebody somebody that may be an in-law, a grandchild, a foreigner perhaps. But anyway, well, the next thing up is Chiron will be in Aries, so the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Taurus, well, this could be about dealing perhaps, Chiron is about emotional wounds and emotional suffering. So this could be, the way this could manifest is perhaps angry, acrimonious experiences or episodes, so to speak, may lead to some kind of imprisonment, and this can be about self-undoing. And also, excuse me, I think Uranus might be changing my voice already. Also dealing with some suffering and sorrow, maybe due to lack of initiative and enterprise in trying to combat limitations and restrictions at this time. It could be anger issues, maybe conflicting with one's dreams, one's sleep at this time, and really not being able to take, maybe difficulty and emotional wounds for Taurus, not being able to take the initiative and really in the courage, initiative, and enterprise, and aggressively try to weed out hidden adversaries at this time. And also perhaps feelings of unworthiness that might be tied into secret sorrows that, of course, can be lead to emotional wounds. I'm sorry, people. Should have had a little more water before doing this video, that's for sure. But anyway, and remember that Chiron is the wounded healer. So in the ways that you can be going through suffering in connection with this Chiron and Aries in the 12th house, you may be able to help others with comparable issues and do so with a lot of Aries-like fortitude, courage, enterprise, and initiative. Anyway, people, that'll conclude, excuse me, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Taurus June 2018 horoscope forecast. And stay tuned next time, where I'm actually going to be talking about the natal chart of that shooter, that Santa Fe high school shooting we had recently. I have to look here because I can't honestly, don't remember his name. Demetrios Pagortsis is his name, I believe, or something close to that anyway. And anyway, I will be doing talking about his natal chart tomorrow. But anyway, people, two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel, but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Till next time, people, stay well.